Are you starting to see, as we're seeing within air quality, an impact of things like ESG and EU taxonomies and things starting to frame and value real estate beyond just land values and increasingly towards health and well-being and impacts on community and so on? Do you get any sense that acoustics is ratcheting up the importance scale as a result of those kind of more global factors where people are going, well, hang on a minute, this asset is going to be valued on more than just the building in 30 years' time. It's going to be valued on its impact on community and health and well-being and some other things as well. Do you see any of that in acoustics?
Don't, not directly. Of course, it's in well and lead and some of those classification systems. So there's something to do there, but that's, I feel like, quite box ticking type activity. I think there's lots of opportunities actually that aren't taken at the minute to do a lot of work around sound and community and people, because it's a way of engaging with people over what they want and what they can manage, what they don't want, what they don't like, and bringing people together to do those things. So I think it works really well using a soundscape approach, which means kind of dealing with sound as a more of a social phenomenon. Human-centric design basically for sound can work really well and absolutely tick all those ESG type boxes and social value boxes, but that's not quite happening yet.
Yeah, interesting.
I keep sowing those seeds, but none of them have quite grown into oak trees yet.
As do I, and I think I probably talk a better game than's actually happening out there in reality when it comes to air quality. But nonetheless, I mean, there are small ripples, I think, in the sector where conversations are happening around, well, under the EU social taxonomy, we're starting to see them trying to figure out how to frame this as they did with the taxonomy. So we'll see. Be an interesting one. I suppose bringing it back into lane a little bit on ventilation and air quality, there's no doubt from my experience that sound is one of the biggest influencing factors when it comes to outcomes of ventilation in our built environment. It's probably the number one reason why stuff gets turned off or blocked up beyond comfort concerns. It's something that needs to be far better understood, I think, within the ventilation community, the part sound plays in outcomes, sustainable ventilation long term. What are your kind of thoughts on where we are today with ventilation systems and sound? Because you wrote a very important, or were part of a group that wrote a very important piece around ventilation and acoustics there. It seems only yesterday, but it was probably a few years ago now, wasn't it, that?
Yes, you're probably talking about our paper, which was How Loud is Too Loud? Noise from Domestic Mechanical Ventilation Systems, that was published in the International Journal of Ventilation. One thing I think that's really exciting about this is that more people are getting interested in this. So when I and my colleagues wrote that, we were really scratching around for information about things, as you say, because we'd heard lots of anecdotal information, evidence about people turning off their ventilation systems because they were too noisy. So this is a completely different effect of sound on people's behaviour compared to environmental sound, because this is the sound being annoying and you responding by controlling it, turning it off, which is, as you say, far too common